Welcome, District 4 Toastmasters. Today we have candidate for Club Growth Director, Catherine. Please welcome Catherine. The first question, describe your understanding of the Club Growth Director role.
Thank you for the great question. Club Growth Director is one of the most important leaders in the district level. One of the key responsibility of this role is to make sure we have healthy growth of the district levels. One of the most important thing is to keep sure we have the membership keep going. We have more members, and also the clubs is growing successfully. So as the club growth director, I'll be responsible for constructing the communities and collaborate with all of my team members to achieve the goal together. So this will be a collaborative process, and I will also use some kind of data analysis and strategy to help us to better allocate our time to achieve our goals.
How do you build teams?
That's a great question. Based on my understanding, a good team has several things which are very important. First, a good team have common goals. As a district leader, I will try to clarify the goals we want to achieve, and by acknowledging the goal to the whole team, we can work on towards this team together. And also, a good team has good culture and good people. When we have some common goal in mind, which can also be described, we have a common vision. We can use this vision to find team members who also share the same vision and also share the same culture with us. Everyone wants to work with great people. Recruit the members which are interested to work on this mission, and also share the common good characteristics in terms of good team members. And these are the two important things for becoming a good team. The third thing is, I believe a good team is also a great environment for giving and receiving feedback. So as Toastmasters, we are very good at giving feedback based on the performance of the speeches. But in the leadership track, we also encourage people to share their feedback openly, because only by sharing and receiving feedback, we can grow as a team together. So in summary, there are three things I think which are important for a good team: a shared vision, good people, and also continuous feedback. I think these three will make a good team.
How do you handle difficult situations?
That's a great question. When you mention difficult, this make me feel very excited, because if you rephrase the word difficult, it means challenging. Sometimes we just want to make a problem challenging, but not disappointing. So the first thing I will do is, when I get a challenging situation, I will try to spend some time to change my mindset. Because if I become positive, I'm more easily to deal with what is happening, and it's more easily to come up with some creative ideas. First, change my mindset. Second, always open to the reality. Sometimes we have like some ego problem which refuses us from the reality, but since we have some difficulty we want to deal with, have an open mindset, and use your down-to-earth spirit to examine what is happening and try to figure out what is the bottleneck for the problem. For example, I remember when the pandemic first end, like my home club do not have any members coming back, because all of the members, they are so tired of the Zoom meetings already. They just don't want to have another Zoom meetings. I remember me and other like seasoned members, we start at a local library. We just like rent the room for 2 hours and start our first in-person meeting after pandemic. So gradually we are seeing people coming back. And when we get over 10 members, we decided to move to a larger space, which is a room in a church. So by identifying the bottleneck, trying to understand why the difficult things is a bottleneck, and just pour your energy and your focus and all of the team efforts to resolve the bottleneck. So this is my way to tackle a difficult situation. Thank you for the great question.
Part of the club growth role is marketing. So how do you plan on marketing Toastmasters to corporate and community leaders?
That's a great question. I recently read a lot of articles about artificial intelligence and how this artificial intelligence can impact the whole human society. So for me, Toastmaster is one of the great examples about how to build something which AI cannot like replace us. So for me, the best strategy is to know what people are thinking about. I feel like a lot of a lot of workers, no matter which industry they are working with, they always have this question in their mind: Will I be replaced by artificial intelligence? For me, if you join Toastmasters, you don't have this problem because communication is so critical to human society. Even if we can use artificial intelligence to automate a lot of work, but we still need to have human communication to deliver the meanings, deliver the mission to the work. I think from my point of view, one of the marketing strategy I'm going to use is I will try to read the newspapers and find the recent hot topic which people and corporate is interested about. So for corporates, they want to improve the performance of their company. So that's why they need Toastmasters. Toastmasters make employees more efficient in their work, make employees happier and achieve more. So why not have Toastmasters? And also for employees, it makes them more successful. So they won't be replaced by AI. So in summary, that is my strategy, trying to learn about what corporate and also the employees they care about, and trying to start from their need and their worries. And we can design our marketing strategy based on those. Thank you for the question about marketing.
Some struggling clubs believe needing a coach is a sign of weakness. How can we work with these clubs and encourage them to use this valuable resource?
That's a great question. I can use my personal experience as an example. I remember when I first started working, I don't like feedback because every feedback my manager gave me means I'm not good enough. I didn't get the bar. But gradually I figured out getting feedback is the most precious thing we can have in our daily life because feedback is like a mirror. If we do not have a mirror, we don't know if we have something on our head, we have something on our face. We need to have a mirror to know where we are at. So I think for those clubs who think coach is a sign of weakness, we can try to communicate with them to try to shift their mindset from trying to shift their mindset from like egocentric to more acceptive and open-minded. So there are several things you can do. Maybe you can share a personal stories, or you can connect with them and trying to recognize them first before you give your feedback. By changing their mindset about mentor, they are more possible to embrace the mentor into their Toastmasters club. So this is something I can think of. Thank you for the great question.
What innovative ideas will you bring to the role of club growth director?
That's a great question. So by being innovative, do you have any like examples of innovative here?
Yeah, something new that you would like to try that you think will help, whether get leads for a club or for new clubs or new members for existing clubs?
Okay, that's a very good question. So for example, for generating leads, so this can be combined with like our marketing strategy. I think if we like browse the social media, we can find out a lot of topics are very popular and people are keep discussing those. If we utilize the social media well, we can use the like hot trends and make connection between Toastmasters and those popular topics. And sometimes we have the economics is always up and down, so people always have something in their mind. For example, if there is an economic downturn, maybe it's a very good time to build up your communication skills because you need to be prepared to have interviews. So something like that can be like a very good strategy. So if I really want to have something innovative, there are two things I can think of. First is I would like to work closely with our marketing lead so I can fully understand our marketing strategy and I can provide a lot of like good ideas for him or her to choose from. We can brainstorm together um, and he or she can give me feedback on how these ideas is. So that's one thing I can think of. And the second thing is, I don't know if we already have a very good like database on all of the history on the leads and history on the new member sign-ups. So I can use my personal knowledge about like data analysis and database knowledge, trying to enrich those data and trying to find out some insights out of those data. Because if you do not do analysis, so data is just data. But if you use the data well, you can link those dots and tell a story out of it. Maybe this can be something very useful when we try to impact others to collaborate with us. So in summary, first, work closely with a marketing team, trying to refine our marketing strategy, which can bring good leads to Toastmasters, use the like hot topic in the social media. Second, explore our existing data and trying to find any insights which can help us refine our strategy or our approach for a better success. Thank you for the question.
Sometimes members will give you unsolicited advice. How do you plan on keeping your vision alive?
For this question, would you mind like explain a little bit about, do you have any examples to help me better understand this?
When you're in district leadership, you're very visible, and so people are seeing things that you're doing, and people have opinions about everything that you do, and so they will share with you. And I'm just wondering how you plan on going through what they're saying and realizing, you know, taking it in, and then how would you still keep what you want done alive, whatever you're planning, your vision.
So, sounds great. That's a great question, to be honest. So this is a great question because I can relate to my like a personal experience. So if I really got into this situation, first, this is a very good sign because if people have opinion, this means they are involved in the decision process because they do care. If they don't care, they won't say anything. They just like go away. So first I will like trying to change my mindset and recognize this is a very good thing. And for the team members who do have different opinions, the first thing is I will put my ego away and trying to look at if their opinion or their idea um, is something we can improve, or we can like consume and iterate on our process. So if the answer is yes, so why not like integrate their ideas to our plan? So this team member must be a very like dedicated and warm-hearted team member who want to make the strategy even better. And the second possibility is that maybe this suggestion or idea is not validated after I think through the process. So in this scenario, I will still say thank you to this team member because all of the efforts he or she made to give this feedback to me, trying to recognize their efforts and encourage them to keep doing so. But I may explain that based on our current like resources or time limit or everything or the target we really want to achieve, this is not the top priority, or we can just put this into our backlog to work on this later. So in summary, this is a very positive thing. We just need to change our own mindset and also trying to encourage the team member to collaborate more. Yeah. So thank you for the great question.
In some areas geographically, they may be saturated with clubs. How do you plan on addressing growth in these areas?
So to better understand your question, you means for those areas with a lot of clubs or
Hmm. Yeah.
okay, so if I understand this question correctly, the question is how to grow clubs within an area which already have a lot of clubs.
Yes.
That's a great question. So first, I think this is a very good sign. If this area already have a lot of clubs, this means in this area, people have a lot of need about improving communication, improving public speaking, improving leadership. So we do see a very strong signal here, which is a very good thing. The second is, although the number of the clubs is a lot, but maybe this club didn't meet all of the needs for these people. So for example, some of the clubs are corporate based. So if we are in the downtown area, we will have a lot of clubs from corporate. So they are like company by company. But for example, we may also have some other clubs which are connected with like language, like Japanese speaking, Chinese speaking, or Spanish. People are connected with different purpose. First way I want to do is like get a deep analysis about, oh, what is the current statistic about the club members in this area? And for this area, is it possible like there are more needs, there are other needs which are not met? So for example, for the downtown area, a lot of people, they want to do the uh, post-work networking. This can potentially be a need for foster a new club. So in summary, so in those areas, even if we already have a lot of clubs, this doesn't equal to the problem. Like we already saturate the market. But by a deeper analysis, we can still find out if there are other needs we didn't meet. And by constructing a club with those specific needs, this can be our strategy to start a good club.
Sometimes the benefit of the group differs from your own personal goals. In this situation, how would you handle it and which decision would you make? Would you go with the one that benefits the group or the one that benefits yourself?
That's a great question. I don't have anything in mind right now because I feel like um, in this community, the more you contribute, the more you gain. But if we do have a scenario like this, um, first I would like to listen to what other people are talking about, trying to understand why this conflict exists. Uh, so by improving the communication or clarifying what's happening, this may help to align the personal goal with the team's benefit. So that's one thing I can think of. So if it is something else, we may use some collaborative ways to welcome a lot of team members to join the conversation. Maybe this can be something we can work together to solve. It doesn't have to always be something on my shoulder. So by encouraging everyone to contribute, we will have a lot more creative ideas. So maybe I can schedule some in-person or online meetings with a group of people, and we can make this like a topic to discuss. And we can use some um, we can use Toastmasters way, or we can use other ways, and then we can summarize all of the great ideas together to help me cope with this kind of problems.
Mhm.
I I do see we passed the 8:26.
Oh, you want to give your closing statement now? Or do you want me to continue with questions?
Yes, please continue with questions because I didn't see
Okay,
the green.
yeah. What committees do you think you would need in order to make your year as club growth director successful?
What committees do I need to propose to make it successful?
Mhm.
Yes. So there are several communities which can be the great addition to this role. So for example, the the team which is helping with generating leads and trying to bring the new traffic, and also the retention the retention team which help those those clubs to improve their retention and performance in general. And also the mentor committee is also important. Having great mentors can also be a great addition to the team. And if you want to improve a specific club, you can assign those amazing mentors with those clubs.
What is something you have learned in your district leadership journey so far that will prepare you for the role of club growth director?
That's a great question. So for me, I have been the president for the Emerson Bassett Toastmasters, and also I have been the area directors. For these two roles, I really enjoy the part about selling the ideas about Toastmasters to new members. So for example, when we first started the Emerson Bassett Toastmasters in 2023, we only have 20 members, but by the end of the year, we have 40 more members at the end of the year. So how did we achieve those? So that is because we find out some we have found out some rules about how to make people excited. Joining a new club is some change we made during our normal routine. We do need to push people a little bit for them to make the change. To make the change, we need to empower people to have higher energy and also a little bit excitement about what you can achieve. So what we have done is we really build a very good experience for the new new guests who just visit the club. We're trying to make the whole process seamlessly and also make them excited about what they can achieve by connecting those great speakers with guests and also ask them like personal questions about what brings you here. What do you feel about like joining this club? What kind of goals do you have in your mind? You can connect the club's mission with this person. Like, so when we first close this meeting, we will have a lot of guests come to us. And because they are already so excited about the future they will have with us.
What is something you are hoping to learn from being club growth director?
That's a very good question. Being a club growth director is a very challenging role because I learned there will be a lot of work behind, but the bigger uh, the bigger the challenge, the bigger the problem. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the opportunity. I do think this is something which can bring me special challenge I can deal with, like work with more people, help more people to empower more people, trying to work with different team members, trying to have a strategy for the team and communicate the mission well. This is something I'm really interested, and also how to how to empower the growth of Toastmasters on another level. Before I do this in the club level, in the area level, but I do want to know how to empower it on the district level. Is there something we can do better so we can generate a lot of great leads, have a lot of new members, have more people joining our community? So this is something which excites me, like bigger challenge, bigger opportunity.
Can you share about a person who has been very influential in your journey in seeking the district leader position?
That's a great question. I want to show, express my thanks to Joy, who encouraged me to become the area director. Before becoming the area leader, I I was the president for the Emerson Bayside Toastmasters Club. So what makes me make this change? It is because on the leadership training, on the leadership training day, I see Joy, and she talked to me. She talked to me. She said, "Oh, you are already a president," and she just pulled an apple out of her bag, and she said, "Look at this apple," and then she gives the apple to me, and then she says, "Now you can be the area director." I didn't know what happened, but I got the apple, and I become an area director. So this is a perfect example about like sometimes you just need other people to push you a little bit to make the change. It's the same as joining Toastmasters. We need to push people a little bit. So I really thank Joy because before she asked me, I didn't know I have the potential to become an area leader. But just because she reached out to me and asked me, I have the opportunity to present myself here. So I really want to say thank you for all of the great people I met here because they all encourage me to become a better self. So
Can you,
do we still have time for the,
if you want to, go ahead.
yes, thank you so much for this opportunity for me to present myself. Thank you for all of these insightful questions. I want to make my closing statement as a candidate for Club Growth Director. In summary, I, I feel like I can dedicate my time, my passion, and all of the past experience I have to this role. I will try to have an open mindset and keep my ego away, try to embrace the team and foster a very collaborative environment, encourage people to grow with me. Let's give feedback and receive feedback together. Let's make this whole journey a very engaging and exciting year. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.